I bring down a pin, which is the exact same size as my pivot. In this case, 7/32, or whatever size your pivot is. And you move the rotary table, the entire table, in and out until such time as that pin drops exactly into the center hole. You now know that the center of the rotary table is concentric with the center of the spindle. Okay? So as the rotary table turns, it'll be turning around the central axis, equal and exactly the same as the center line of the spindle. Okay, now that's really important. And what I do at this stage, is I then lock the y-axis, going back and forth, in and out. I lock that so it can't be moved. Now I'm going to make adjustments only with the x-axis, moving horizontally, and the rotary table itself, turning it around. So, I'm going to get this was the handle scale that I drilled the 2 holes in. I'm going to locate it directly over the hole. How do I do that? I use a tri-pin. Exactly the same size as the center pin in the spindle, and exactly the same size as my pivots. So that fits into the hole in the handle, and then directly into the hole in the bushing. My pivot hole on the scale is now concentric with the spindle. I'll take the clamps, lock them down, you want to make sure it's nice and tight. Now I'm going to change the centering post, which is the size of my pivot. I'm going to put in a 3/32 end mill. I'll just put that over here. Having a little patience, please. .332 end mill. This is the end mill that I'm going to use to cut the track. But first we have to locate it. Thank you. That's concentric with the pivot. Now I'm going to move only the x-axis or rotate it so that it will fit into the, oh, that was dumb. Can we cut? So what I'm doing now is I've moved the 3/32 end mill from being concentric with the pivot hole, and I want to make it concentric with the hole that I drilled for the stop pin. It's not there yet. I'm moving it over just a little bit. And there we go. That 3/32 end mill sliding right into that 3/32 hole. And I'm now ready to proceed to make the track. And what I would do is I would bring it down. I'm not going to do it now because it makes a lot of noise, but I would bring it down and have it cut maybe 10 thousandths, lock it in position, and then just rotate until I get to the other hole. And then reverse it, go down another 10 thousandths, back and forth until I actually break through. And that is how we position the hidden internal stop pin, basically for a flipper.
And I know you're not doing it right now, but when you do it, is there any trick or any speed that you do it at? Do you look for something to determine how fast you should do it as you rotate it around?
With a small cutter like the 3/32, I rotate it actually very slowly, and I only take about 10 thousandths off. And I put the speed fairly high. The smaller the cutter, the higher the speed. And have patience. It's the kind of thing where you need to have patience so that you don't break the end mills, which happens occasionally.
Are you using anything like beeswax or anything to blow the chips out as you go?
Not really. When I get the chips, I have my vacuum.
So you're doing that as you go?
Yeah. And it works very well. That is the location of the stop pin track. And join us next time. I'm not sure exactly what it'll be, but we'll come up with something for the next deep dive.